The thought of knitting for 24 hours honestly scares me so much. I don't know how as a crochet I'm actually supposed to start knitting. What in the knit is going on? I've been knitting for 2 minutes and I already hate my life. Oh no, I think I just dropped a stitch. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh my golly gosh. I was actually inspired to make this video by creator Laura Grace. I will tag her channel below, so please check her out. But this is also what I found in my loft. It is a big mess. I don't even know when this is from. 2010, I would say. Like, I think I was in my knitting bag. This is actually what I managed to create. I think that's pretty good, but I have forgotten all my skills. But my target for the end of this video is to crochet the most knit the most beautiful scarf you have ever seen in your life. Not with this color palette, because I'm pretty sure I was making this for my cousin. He never got it, as we can see. And I know someone will say, oh, you've got experience. No, this is not experience. 15 years ago, I can't even remember how to cast on. The plan for this video is, number one, practice the stitches, get on YouTube, understand everything that I need to know. Number two, finish the project. All of this will be accumulated into 24 hours of work. I think it could be quite interesting to see how far someone with zero experience could progress in 24 hours in the knitting world. So grab a snack, grab your project, and let's get started into this video. I'm just gonna start off by literally undoing all. This actually does pain me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna be here unraveling this. To be honest, you know, some things never change because my yarn, this organized, but some things never change. If you know, you know. Okay, I'm back. I unraveled all of them. I'm so sorry about the noise, by the way. I watched back the intro and it was so busy, so if you're still here, thank you. We have empty hooks, we've got unraveled yarn, but yarn that I'm not going to use. These hooks are actually a 6mm. I don't know if that means I need to use thicker yarn or if like the normal yarn that you use for a 4mm will work. It feels kind of weird holding these. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, I think the best thing to do is use the spare yarn. Maybe try and figure out how to do the basics like casting on, casting off, maybe a cheeky little color change. I think that could be a good idea. So let's write in how to cast on knitting. This video is not planned. We are going with the flow. Let's see. Okay, I've got my slip knot on the yarn. It says to hold it with one finger. And then what? I think I should have listened to the whole video because I just thought it was a bit like crochet where you just create the chain with the normal ball of yarn, but you actually have to use the excess on this bit, and I just skipped that part of the video. It just said do a slip knot, so I did a slip knot. So clearly this video is going great so far. It says to make it the end of the slip knot about 3 times the width of your project. I'm only going to really be practicing stitches, so I'll just make it this long, even though I don't think it'll be that long. What in the knit is going on? I have officially, after what looks like 9 minutes of filming, done my first cast on stitch. This 24 hours is not going well. I should have actually specified at the beginning. The way that I'm going to be doing the 24-hour challenge is I'm going to be timing how long I spend each time I'm knitting and then collate that until it becomes 24 hours. Speaking of which, I should actually turn on my timer right now. The timer's on. Now we know how to cast on. Let me see if I can actually remember. The lady said thumb, wrap, go under, grab your long one, under, over. I'm actually a pro at this, I'm sorry, but okay, this is actually quite easy. I forgot already. OMG. What did she say to do? I know anybody who's a knitter is like cringing if they're watching this so hard right now, because it's like, girl, this is the easiest part about knitting and you're struggling. I'm holding my needle with my belly because I don't know how else to hold it while I do this part. I'm getting tired of casting on now. This is really long. Oh my gosh. I've been knitting for 2 minutes and I already hate my life. I just want to get to the knitting, you know. I have a newfound respect for the knitting community. Why is just starting a project the longest thing in the world? I'm really struggling out here. 20! I got 20 casts on. I've been knitting for 5 minutes. I feel like I somewhat remember how to do the next step. I'm pretty sure from my memory, you go in, you go over, and you do this, and then you pull off. Let me see if that actually works. I just feel like this rings such a bell. I know this is probably like the most basic stitch ever, and I also definitely need to loosen my tension because why is it so tight? That's okay. We can fix that. Oh my god, something is happening. Something is happening. It's definitely getting longer. Oh no, I think I just dropped a stitch. Is that embarrassing? Tell me that now. Tell me now. Okay, I just confirmed what I did with the YouTube video, and what I did was correct. I'm just gonna make a little square, I think, and then we can practice a different stitch. So I'll be right back. Currently my timer is on 12 minutes, so let me see how long it takes me to make a square. Okay guys, we are 22 minutes pretty much into our knitting, and I have messed up somewhere here because I don't know why this one's not attached to this one, but I've done this much, so I think that is pretty good. I'm quite confident with this style of stitch, and I want to do something different for my scarf because I feel like this is what my old one was, but I just wanted to make sure that I actually understood what was going on for just the basics, I guess, of knitting. So I think what we'll do is we'll scrap all of this, cast on a new set of stitches, and maybe learn a different kind of stitch. The comments on TikTok are saying that I need to learn the purl stitch. So let's learn the purl stitch. I'm going to cast on again. 7. Oh my god, I'm getting really quick with casting on right now. I don't know how to cast off. But that's fine, who cares? We will learn to cast off when I need to cast off at the end of the project. Okay, cool. We've got 20. Let's have a look at the tutorial. I figured it out. I've done one stitch, but so you go in like that. Your yarn's always at the front. You go round and you pull it up. I read on a TikTok comment that you have to do the other stitch, I don't know what it's called, and this stitch to make that V shape. But I think I'm ready to rumble. Is this bad that I've just done 3 stitches and I think I'm ready to go? Because I feel like it would just be more fun. Should I change it? Should I do something bigger than a scarf? I think I'm talented. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Okay. I don't think I'm as experienced as I thought I was. But like, I feel like I just need to get thrown into a project now. Like, I'm already bored of practicing. How long have I been knitting for? 32 minutes. I'm not built for this. Like, 24 hours is enough time, I think, to make something worthwhile. Let's see. I think clothes is a little bit too ambitious because I don't know anything. Scarves, hats and jumpers looks like it's the only thing out there, but I don't want to make a scarf anymore. It's boring. Okay guys, I have changed my mind. I'm gonna knit a scarf. I don't know why I thought I could do a jumper, a this or that. I literally couldn't even hold a purl stitch. So what am I thinking? I'm gonna try and complete something like a proper scarf. Perfect tension, perfect everything, good color change. This is the typical V. I've read online that it's, what was it called? Garter, the garter stitch and a purl stitch mixed together. So tomorrow we're going to come back, we're going to be fresh, we're going to be ready to tackle this. Let's see, I've been in my knitting stage for 41 minutes and 56 seconds. So I'm gonna pause my timer here. I'm gonna refresh, regroup, and tomorrow we're gonna start again because I don't really know what's just happened. Hi guys, we are back. Today is a brand new day. It's actually been 2 days since I filmed those previous clips. I don't know, I just got put off knitting. I got scared. I just didn't want to continue this challenge, and I just spent the last like about 20 minutes or so. I spent about the last 20 minutes or so researching an actual plan of action, because I feel like I came into the video with no plan, no kind of idea of what I was going to do, what kind of stitches I wanted to learn, the project that I wanted to do, and it all was a big fat mess. But I spent some time, and I feel like now we know what we're gonna do. Going to try and do the stockinette stitch, which is like the classic knitting look. So I thought what we can do is practice with the balls of yarn that I unraveled earlier on, and then I can also practice a color change. So the way that the stockinette stitch works is you do a garter stitch and then you do a purl stitch straight after, and you kind of alternate those 2 stitches, I guess, until you want to change your color, and that's what creates the kind of typical V's. I'm going to try and use up this white. I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually get through this white. I'm hoping an hour. I mean, it's not that much yarn. I feel like crocheting this, like, you get through this so quick, but I'm not a knitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this yarn, do the stockinette stitch, and then when it comes to the color change, I'll come back and we can learn how to do a colour change together, because I don't actually know how to do that, but I think it'll be quite nice for us to figure that out together. So we're currently on 1 hour and 3 minutes. So I'll be right back once I've practiced the stockinette and ready to colour change. Okay, this is my current setup, what I'll be watching. Got my matcha and my yarn, obviously. So I'm gonna find out the tea whilst I practice the stockinette stitch. Okay guys, we are back. It has pretty much been 1 hour bang on. Let me just show you guys. So the Call Her Daddy podcast was really good to watch during this because it took up a lot of time. Like, I was distracted throughout, but this is the moment that we've been waiting for. Plus, side note, I feel so bad for Catherine. I need to know if anyone else is just as invested as I am. But anyways, on to what we're here for. This is where the stockinette stitch, how the stockinette stitch is meant to turn out. It's definitely rough. I mean, you can tell I'm definitely a beginner. But can you guys see here? I must have messed up at some point. I've done 2 garters or 2 pearls, and then the pattern must have swapped. On the other side is actually the beginning of a new stockinette stitch. At one point, I definitely did 2 garters or 2 stockinettes. But to be honest, I'm quite pleased for my first time to have done that. Obviously, when I actually do it for reals, I need to be more careful so that I don't make the same mistake again. But quite chuffed with that. I mean, the fact that this took an hour, I'm in for a long ride. That is actually stressful. I thought we could now practice colour changing together because I'm ready to move on. If I had to guess on how to change the colour, I would assume that I just snip and just yarn over with this new color, just how you kind of do in crocheting. But I'm going to double check because I don't want to waste my time making more mistakes. So I'm just going to quickly watch a YouTube video and be right back. It is pretty much the same, so let's give it a go. I'm just gonna start off with a garter stitch. I can't actually remember what I did last, but from now on we'll do a garter stitch. Let me just find the end of my yarn. So the lady on the video, she said just pop through like normal, grab your yarn, pop it through, and then just pull through. Oh god. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's changed now. So it's kind of a shame with knitting that you can't weave in the ends as you knit. Maybe you can, but to be honest, I never know if I want to do that. That is so stressful, and like, I'm a beginner, but I mean, I'm doing pretty good for a beginner, if I must say so myself. If there's any knitters watching this, I would love to know your tips and tricks. And oh my god guys, I forgot to tell you, so you know how I was really struggling to cast on earlier? I don't know why that lady or man or whoever it was in that video told me to use the end of the slip knot that you don't really use and usually just discard at the end. You can just cast on with a normal yarn, like long yarn, and I did it and it was so much easier. I am literally being so speedy with this now. So I'm just going to carry on with this colour until I feel like I've done pretty much the same to match the white, and then we can carry on. We can cast off, choose a colour, and then I guess go from there. I'm taking this 24-hour challenge really seriously. I'm on 2 hours and 15 minutes right now, so I've actually got just under 22 hours to knit a scarf, and to be honest, I think I can do it, because if I average an hour per colour change and I do the same thickness as this one, this is 30 stitches, I should be able to make 22 color changes ish. Let's say 20 color changes. Like that should be enough, I think, kind of. So yeah, that I'm really looking forward to actually just settling into a project and then updating you guys periodically, because learning is just the boring bit. The fun part is doing. Like right now I'm having so much fun. I feel like the last time I was doing this I was just not having a good time because I just was learning and I just obviously went a bit crazy. So this is my first row all done, garter stitch. I need to remember that. So I've got my new colour on now. I think being a crochet does give me some leeway in terms of doing this knitting because I do have some familiarity, especially like working with yarn, holding yarn, roughly knowing how to colour change. So I'm going to carry on with this colour. Should be back in about an hour or so. I've got about the same amount of yarn to get through. So we'll be back in about an hour to cast off. Okay guys, it's been about another hour or so since I have updated you, and we are on roughly 3 hours and 10 minutes. I'm out with my stitch at the moment. I think it turned out really well, but I was literally just scrolling on TikTok and everyone online said that the stockinette stitch does curl, and I have seen that here. It's curled a lot and I just feel like I don't want to worry about that. And whilst I'm grateful to have learned the stockinette stitch, I don't think I'm actually going to do this for the end result. I think I'm just going to do the garter stitch straight and just see how much I can actually get done. Just because I don't want to have to be worrying about learning another stitch and then going round. And I just think that would be quite stressful. But I'm really glad that I learned this. And I really feel like I am going to try and tackle a knitting garment at some point this year. Maybe like at the end of summer, I'll try and do like a vest or something, because I'm not as bad as I thought I would be. But I did do some research quickly before quickly jumping back on here to know how to cast off. So I know that it's literally just a matter of doing, let me just roll this up so I move this down. Just a matter of doing 2 stitches and then just dropping one off. So you just do 2 normal stitches like this, and then you grab the first one with your needle and then literally just drop it off. Okay, so that is the piece all cut off and looped off. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty good for my first ever little swatch. It's really soft, it's quite stretchy, but I do see exactly what TikTok meant about the stockinette stitch being extremely curling on the ends. I think I'm just gonna commit to the garter stitch for my final piece. I am actually making the final product for this video for my sister. So I called her, she chose these 2 colors. This is what I'll be using to make a stripy scarf. I think the stockinette was great to try and error and just have it in my mind bank now, but unfortunately I don't think I'll be using it. So the garter stitch, these 2 colors, I have roughly like just over 20 hours to make a good scarf, and I'm not gonna lie, that is a lot of time. I thought by the time I finished practicing and doing all of that, I probably have like 14 hours left. So 3 hours to learn 3 stitches, and now it is time for the final deal. I think I will check in every like 5 or 6 hours because I feel like I would have made enough progress to have actually things to talk about. Okay, we are 4 hours and 11 minutes into our challenge, and I have a bad news. I don't want to do this anymore. I made it way too wide. So my practice was 30 stitches wide, but this one's 40, but it's just so much longer. It's literally delaying all my progress, and I think I need to frog this all and do 30 stitches instead. So unfortunately, the last hour literally went to waste, and I'm really actually quite frustrated about that. But I want to finish this challenge. Like, I have been thinking, oh my god, I just want to stop this challenge right now, but I want to finish it. I want to commit. So we're gonna have to and just frog it all, and I'm going to start again with 30 stitches instead, because I think 40 was actually just way too thick, and hopefully I'll make faster progress and I'll be able to change colours and I'll actually be committed to finish this. This whole video has been an emotional roller coaster for me, and I know like in the last segment I said, oh, I'll make a vest. I'm never making a vest. I don't think knitting's for me. I don't think knitting is for me. We are back. It has been a couple of days, to be honest. I've just been like delaying filming this clip. But we are like pretty much 12 hours into the challenge. So I would say I've been knitting for, I started at what, 4 hours 15, so let's just round down to 4. 8 hours in. 8 hours in, and this is what I've produced. Guys, I've done so much in 8 hours. Like, I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick this all up. I put it around my neck. That's pretty good, I think. I'm quite pleased with that. I don't know how much longer I need to go because this scarf is for like a 10-year-old. So I know that their scarves are different. I looked on Google and I think it said that the average scarf length is something like 50 inches. Let me double check. It's between 50 and 60 inches online. Currently, let's get my tape measure out. Let's see. Currently, I'm roughly at around 34 inches. 34 inches. So it looks like, if I'm measuring from the bottom, if I'm going for like another 15, what that get me to 50, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 more color changes. I need to do a pink, blue, pink, blue. Okay, that's okay. Like that in my brain, like knowing that I've only got to do 4 more sections like this, that is making me feel good. So I'll probably finish those 4 and then come back because I've got a plan of action for what I want to do next. So let me finish this, but I just thought I would check in and let you guys know where I'm up to. I don't think that I'll need 24 hours to finish this challenge. I genuinely think that I could finish it in like another probably like 5-ish hours, which is great because I'm actually going to be pattern testing for someone right now and I'm literally avoiding the pattern test because of this stupid scarf. But I'm so close. Like, I'm so proud of myself for persevering with all of this. So I'm going to finish the next 4 and I'll be right back. Okay, and I officially have a special announcement. I have finally completed knitting the scarf. We are measuring at about 50 inches now, and I'm not sure what the time was in my last update, but we're at about 15 hours now, which is actually really crazy. But considering the time that I was actually knitting, I think it was roughly like 10, maybe just under 10 hours, and this is what I have done. To be honest, I didn't end up doing the 30 stitches because I did watch back my footage and I said I would do 30 stitches, but this is actually a width of 25 and I'm actually a lot happier with this width. One thing that I will say though is where I've changed colour is so loose. It's really bad and I think I'm just gonna have to tie them. And I was thinking that because the edges are looking really rough and obviously my tension is all off, I was thinking it could be quite fun if I grabbed a white yarn, single crocheted all the way around and then did a scalloped edge. I think that would really complete how this whole scarf is looking, because right now, like, she looks cute but she could look great and I don't feel like she's looking great. So I'm just gonna now cast off this, which honestly is such a great feeling, because I'm not gonna lie, like doing this challenge, maybe I burned myself out too much and that's really been the issue, because I've just been so hyper fixated on this project that I haven't really felt like I've been able to enjoy it. So maybe that's where I went wrong, but honestly I really don't think knitting's for me, and I genuinely thought at the beginning of this challenge that I would be a knitter. So final thoughts, not a knitting girl, which is okay. I mean, I'm a crocheter and I'm so glad that I tried this challenge out and it was fun to actually see what I could produce in 24 hours. But I don't see myself really picking up these knitting needles again, if not ever again. I mean, I'll definitely keep them in my loft. I mean, who knows? But I didn't have a good time. And I think crocheting is just faster. I just have a bit more fun with it. I feel like knitting's really cumbersome. Like, the actual feeling of knitting is, to be honest, at one point I thought I became so speedy with knitting, but do you know what it is I think because I was doing the same stitch over and over again, I was looking at the same colours over and over again, I just got a bit bored of the project, and maybe I feel like that's what's ruined the knitting for me. Oh my god, I just dropped it. Oh my god, how do I, oh my gosh, literally I'm holding, oh my golly gosh, I don't know what I just did there. Okay, no, I saved it. Anyway, my point is also knitting is not forgiving. Like, if I drop the stitch just like that, what do you do? How do you come back from that? But it's done now. I'm literally casting off as we speak, and I'm going to start my scalloped edge tonight. I'm hoping that it doesn't take me too long, but I know that this is quite a long piece. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. But yeah, that is kind of my conclusion on this challenge. The next time you see this scarf, you will see a scalloped edge. The scalloped edge did not work. I will insert a pic somewhere here. So last night I was doing it. So I did the whole border of the white single crochet, and then I started scalloping, but it kept, I don't know, it just kept warping, and the whole piece just warped fully. Even me adding a single crochet border to my whole thing warped it. But officially, here is the final reveal of the scarf. I mean, it's pretty good. It's very decent length. I'll stand up. Like, it goes up to my waist. So I think for a 10-year-old, like, that will actually be fine. And I hope she likes it. I mean, that's my first ever completed knitted project. Like, I can't believe that. I think we learned a lot. This video has been an emotional roller coaster. That last clip I was looking super depressed and very defeated, but I think I'm just seeing now that I'm out of the tunnel, and I'm happy that it's done. But it was a great learning curve. The whole challenge altogether took me about 16.5 hours, which is actually a very long time to spend making this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here if you've made it this far, and let me know what other 24-hour challenges you'd like me to try next. Bye.